Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians, they know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day. Congratulations, Chelsea. That's my club. And I'm so glad that we've won this Champions League. My husband's an Arsenal fan, and so I've been trolling him and bouncing him all weekend. He doesn't like it very much, but there's nothing he can do. You know, I'm a champion, he's not. Second hard fact of the day, 124 new confirmed COVID cases over the weekend. That's 4 cases fewer than last weekend. It's not over, Lagos, so you have to do the needful, right? Keep your guard up. Limit your movement to the essential things. Wear a mask when you do have to go out. Keep your distance where possible. And wash and sanitize your hands as frequently as you can. Third hard fact of the day, 135 people flying into Lagos from Brazil, India, and Turkey have not gone into quarantine. We heard it from the Health Commissioner, Akia Bayomi. So according to the rules, anybody who's flying in from a country on the watch list has to let the government place them in a hotel for a few days until they test negative, right? But the commissioner says that so far, 119 people have refused to be isolated, while another 16 are simply unaccounted for. I know, it blows the mind. And the final hard fact of the day, resident doctors nationwide are threatening to resume their strike, this time over unpaid salaries. They say the Abia and Imo state governments have not paid resident salaries for the past 21 months and 7 months respectively. Imagine that, you're turning up to work every single day, and for 21 months, you're not paid salaries. Would you keep working? Would you keep showing up to work? That's a question you can answer for yourself. It's not a question that we're going to answer on today's show. Oh, by the way, if you're listening, you are one of the more than 1 million Lagosians who listen to Hard Facts, and you cannot be wrong. So keep listening, and let's start with the big weekend. We'll talk about the murder of Ahmed Gulak, and then we'll talk about the release of the Greenfield students. Let's also talk about the Ladipo Market Fire, and then the abduction of over 200 students in Niger State. And then let's talk about the Lagos APC local government primaries. Today's Monday, so on Madam Landlord, we're going to talk about discrimination. We hear stories all the time about landlords who will not rent to a particular group of people or particular groups of people, or who will only rent to particular groups, right? Sometimes it's on religious grounds, sometimes it's on ethnic grounds, sometimes it's gender, sometimes it's marital status. So today we're going to talk about this, right? Are you a tenant who has experienced discrimination? Are you an agent whose clients insist on discriminating? Are you a landlord who does this? Are there reasons why you do this? Let's talk at 4, shall we? News will come your way at the top of every hour. And on today's Big Hard Fact, we will talk about the proposed bill to scrap NYSC. That's a huge conversation. It's a conversation that needs to be had, because you're listening to me as somebody who could be getting ready to go and serve, or as a parent or guardian of somebody who is going to be serving. Do you think the NYSC should be scrapped? 5 p.m. we'll have that conversation. Now, if you want to win on today's Just a Minute, you have to listen to every single minute of today's show. But let's get started with the big weekend.
The big weekend.
What does Gulak's death say about the security situation? And did government fail the Greenfield students, the Greenfield hostages and their families? What next for the victims of the Ladipo Market Fire? And how peaceful, free and fair were the Lagos APC local government primaries? Those are the stories that broke this weekend. It was a big weekend. Deciding on the stories to come on air with today was quite a task, but we did it. So let's talk about it. One of the biggest stories this weekend was the murder of Ahmed Gulak in Owerri yesterday. Gunmen shot him on his way from his hotel to the airport. The president's reaction was very swift. Through Garba Shehu, he said that he was disgusted by the murder and he demanded a swift investigation by the police. And now the police says that the case is solved. They said they tracked down the assassins, 6 in all, and killed them and 4 accomplices in a gunfight. The police also say that they've identified the dead assassins as members of IPOB and ESN, the Eastern Security Network. Meanwhile, IPOB is saying that they have no hand in Gulak's murder and that it must be a political matter. Remember, Gulak was an APC leader, and back in 2019, he oversaw the Imo State Guba primaries. Rotimi Akeredolu has his own theory about the murder. That's the Ondo State governor. He says that it was done by fifth columnists wanting to cause problems between the North and the Southeast. A fifth columnist is somebody who works undercover to sabotage a group from within. So Akeredolu is asking Nigerians not to react divisively to this murder so that they don't play into the hands of the killers. But if we come back to Gulak's murder, it's raised a lot of questions. For example, the police pointed out in their statement that he left his hotel without informing them or other security agencies. The suggestion seems to be that the police could not be expected to protect Gulak since they were unaware of his movements. And that raises a question: should citizens not have a basic expectation of safety on Nigeria's roads, whether or not the police knows them? We're seeing the insecurity situation affecting more and more government officials. Last month, we had the attempted burglary at the home of Ibrahim Gambari, the president's chief of staff. This weekend, a member of the Nasarawa House of Assembly was abducted. He was kidnapped while traveling to Plateau State. And these are just a couple of the growing number of cases where government officials and other so-called VIPs have been direct targets of kidnappers, robbers, assassins, and other violent outlaws. We saw a judge in Enugu, a high court judge in Enugu, pulled out of his car in broad daylight and shot dead. So the question has to be asked, is this a sign of failure of the security architecture? Gulak was a leader of the All Progressives Congress, chairing the Imo State primary in 2019. Before that, he was in the PDP, where he most famously served former President Goodluck Jonathan. He was also an elected member of parliament. He was a former speaker of the Adamawa State House of Assembly. So Lagos, let me know what you think. What does Gulak's murder say about the security situation in the country? Women call me on 01-465-7190. I'm going to time everybody because we don't have a lot of time. So I want us to take all the stories and take as many calls as possible. So everybody gets 1 minute 30 seconds. You have to make your points in 1 minute 30 seconds. I'm going to be very strict with it. Women call me on 01-465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. YouTube is Nigeria Info 99.3. Leave your comments. We'll take it as we go along. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. And you can tweet at us as well at Nigeria Info FM. There's WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. What does Gulak's murder say about the security situation? 1 minute 30 seconds. That's what everybody gets. Chidindu is in Berja. Hello, Chidindu. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Did I just hear you say that they arrested the people that killed Gulak and they have killed them?
Yes.
But that is very funny.
Okay.
So there was no investigation. They didn't take them to court. They just killed them.
Yes.
And then they decided they were IPOB members.
Yes.
That is wicked. I'm sorry to say so. That is very, very evil. And as they are killing people, they killed their own and they decided it was IPOB and arrested people and shot them without giving them opportunity to defend themselves. May God deliver all of us and they will suffer for what they have done. Thank you.
Thank you very much for making your point in less than 1 minute too. 0700-993-993-993. Ikechukwu is in Otafam. Hello, Ikechukwu. Welcome.
Sister Sandra, God bless you and your children and everybody.
Okay.
It's communicative from a farm.
Welcome.
And see, I condemn as a human being the killing of Gulak. That Akeredolu governor of Ondo, God bless him. The people that killed Gulak are the fifth colonists. They want to cause wahala between the north and south. It cannot work. Oh. Let them leave a pub and the ECM security alone. Maybe then they kill all these people. They are looking for secession. They are not killing people like that. Concerning doctor, hello?
Yes, I'm here. Doctor is not one of our stories, Shao.
Okay, please. Okay, 10 seconds. Let them continue strike for the next 10 months. You get one man where they talk, say, people are dying. You know, go talk and say, make the government to pay them. Concerning people that are coming from Brazil, that they don't want to be quarantined. You know?
I'm here.
People that are coming from Brazil, it is a slap and it's a bonkum disrespect to the federal government. How can somebody enter a federal government? They say that they will not be quarantined. Is it not a slap? No. Is it not a huge and immense insult to the Nigerian state? To the front, I cry.
I beg no cry.
It's an insult. Can you hear me back? Let doctors continue that right. They pay them their salary.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Doctors are not part of our big weekend story, and the people who are on strike are also not part of the big weekend. They're just random facts for you to have at the back of your pocket. Ifeanyi is in our papa. Ifeanyi, welcome.
Yeah, I want to discuss about the simulation. You see, I have experience like that. I went to go and rent one house as a gun.
No, discrimination is 4 o'clock. It's not right now. 99.3. Hello?
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How was the weekend?
It was fine. How was yours? You've got 1 minute, 30 seconds, though.
Yes, I know. You see, the security challenge in Imo is very complicated.
Okay.
And it's only God that will help us. See the swiftness at which they arrested and killed within how many minutes. Those people that killed Gulak, they've never, for the past 10, 20, or going to 20 years, they've never arrested one Boko Haram because it is we lift everything in the hand of God. And they have forgotten that Gulak is a victim of political jingoism. They have forgotten the talk he had with Okorocha. He has forgotten the fallout, everything. And everything they say is IPOG. Everything that happened in Imo is IPOG. Everybody who killed by the sword will definitely go by the sword. And none of their children, Niger, they will never, oh God of mercy.
Thank you for calling. We've got Robert on WhatsApp who says, the killing of Gulak is condemnable, but he's like every other ordinary Nigerian that has died. The government should take drastic measures to protect lives and property. On Facebook, we've got a comment from Sleek Jerry Spinney who says, I've been tuning my phone up and down to catch the station. Maybe download the app so that way you can listen. Mayor from Ajah says, Sandra, I don't know if you saw this pattern. Killer herdsmen, bandits, unknown gunmen killing people in different parts of the country, and they've never been caught. Daughter of the Afenifere leader, university students kidnapped and killed. The sitting governor of Benue State was attacked in his state. Still no outcome on the investigations. But on the flip side, somehow, a former aide to the ex-president, now APC member, was assassinated in Southeast by unknown gunmen, and in less than where did that come and go? All right, let's try and find it. Okay. Oh no, I think I've lost that comment, but hopefully it's on WhatsApp and I can get it across. That's why I hate reading live comments on Facebook, because the newer the comments come in, the older comments just slip away. But yeah, let's move on to our second story, shall we? On our second story, the remaining Greenfield University students were freed after their parents reportedly paid 150 million naira in ransom. Those young people were abducted 41 days ago in Kaduna State. And now the students are free, and the parents are going on the record to say that they and they alone made it happen. So I'm going to play you a video of some of the parents and what they had to say about how the students were freed. If you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, you can listen to you can watch, you can see the parents for yourself. But if you cannot watch us at the moment, well, I've got the audio as always for you. Here we go.
That is what they paid. Sir. That is what they collected. Sir, how much? 180 million.
Say it again, please, sir.
180 million. That is what they collected from us, from parents, without the help of the government. None of the government officials that have come to our aid since the 20th of April. They took these children. No single one policeman that the government have released.
How much was the total amount you paid?
It's 150 million. I will not hide the truth. Government that said they want to protect us. The government that we promise us they are going to protect our people. How can my wife go to work for 2 days and I'm paying about over 5 million with the torment? I can't hide the truth. That's what killing us in this government.
No, tell me what happened at Holland's.
Holland farm. When the men in the bush dropped them, they called us. We went to pick them. The security there rushed and picked them. We went there, asked them to release our people. We want to take them to hospital. This is our 40 days. Look at my wife, very pretty woman. Look at her now. We want to take them to hospital. They are claiming they want to this, they want to see your God, they want to see. We say no. That's why we forced the gate. If we wouldn't have forced the gate, by now they would be there. Look at her. I want to take her to hospital. That's why we forced the gate. We are telling them where are they when they say they help them to go. I say when we are paying the ransom, when we are giving them all these things, where are you there? You went to bush. When we are entering the bush, where are you there?
So, what's the name?
I am Chukwemeka.
Now, remember, Governor El-Rufai famously insisted that the government would not pay a ransom for them. He said his plan, along with the security forces, was to strike the kidnappers and rescue the students. He even said that they knew such a strike would kill some of the hostages, but it was an acceptable loss. But last, it didn't happen because according to him, the kidnappers managed to escape the perimeter that the army set up. Now, also remember that right now, there's a bill at the National Assembly that wants to criminalize paying ransom. So if that bill passes, then in the future, parents like the ones we just heard from, would be arrested, tried, jailed for paying for the freedom of their children. If you're watching us on Facebook, we're still showing you the footage of the very heart-rending reunion between the parents and their children. What do you think about this release of the Greenfield students, Lagos? Let's talk about it. What do you think about the comment from the fathers whom you heard that security agencies tried to take the children to go and do photo ops? Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women call me on 01-465-7190. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Remember, 1 minute 30 seconds. That's all you get. 1 minute 30 seconds. Hello. Thank you for calling us.
Hi, Sandra. How are you doing? My name is...
Hi, Shade. Welcome.
Yes. So first, with the first story, the murder of the Ahmed person, and the police claiming that they had a shootout with the assassins.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I call foul. I call fake news on that news, because how interesting that you managed to track their killers and then you had a shootout and you killed all of them. Meanwhile, all the other killings have been happening. They haven't found those people. Come on. Do they think we're all like... I support Rotimi Akeredolu's theory that the fifth columnist. People want to create this harmony between the North and the South, and I think the police are also just feeding into it by saying it's I but yes, and it's sad. I don't believe any of their stories. Now with this release of the Greenfield students, I have a question.
Right.
When what's his name, El-Rufai, came out and said that, what he said then, and that the kidnappers escaped. What happened to the students then? Because I'm confused. Like, they were still there. So really, who were the students with that they just got released now? If he said the kidnappers escaped so they couldn't go bombard that place, and then where were these students all this while? And why didn't they go after even the plan that was horrid? Why didn't they go through their plan? And why make the parents... So I'm just confused. Like, there's a whole lot I'm not really understanding in this story. So, yeah, I mean, in case you have anything extra to put into it.
Shadi, thank you very much for calling. I'm Google not the spokesperson for government, so I'm sorry, I can't clarify more than what I do know. But hey, thanks for calling. We've got more comments on Facebook. Ralphie Ejike says, "Did I hear they arrested the killer and killed them without hearing from them?" No, there was a shootout. The killers were killed in a shootout. We've got Chris Obi who says that this is jungle justice from the government. That's on Facebook. On WhatsApp, we've got... well, you didn't leave your name. You say, "Good day, President Sandra. God bless you for the great work you're doing. On the release of the university students, I recall the government's excuse for not attacking the bandits earlier was to avoid hurting the kidnapped victims alongside. Now that the students have been ransomed by their parents, is this not the right time for the government to quickly move in and take out the bandits?" You also say, "Why are they waiting for the bandits to kidnap new victims before they are acting? If they refuse to act now, I'll be persuaded to conclude that government is complicit." Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
We Entertainment, in partnership with Riverside Productions, bring you this comedy blockbuster, One Lagos Night. Starring Frank Donga. Eniola Badmus, Aliunuhu, Chris Okabwe, Obolo, and lots more. Directed by Ekene Sommekwe.
God, I swear to God, if after 7 days you don't answer me, I'll go meet the devil. Put in the talk. Read the word, just what's for the devil himself.
Premieres May 29th on Netflix.
Meanwhile, that will carry come. Everything bring. What you say one? Check and I know be quick not to do that. Based on rent, no carry our look come on. Which can't be this now? First, na job matter. Second, na aga matter.
One Lagos Night. Anticipate.
My people, how far? See, if any kind person say you want the coded password for your bank app, I be your PIN. Your card PIN, I be the theory number way day back of your card. Your pay ID, I be the answer for your security question. I beg, don't give them all this information. Them suppose they coded. You no suppose share them with anybody. Make you wise up. No make them scam you. This message now from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the back of the free. Make you download Kuda for your Play Store or for App Store to open account. Make you start to enjoy your banking.
The best of talk radio to start your day. The Morning Crossfire with Sheriff Quadri.
It is government silence and the silence on the part of the rest of us that have fueled all of this insecurity. Even from Lagos to Ibadan now, you need the blood of Jesus.
This thing is a political game. Jordan Barras, the others and the rest. The men of their wives are widows. They have been paid 60,000, 100,000. Today I have not paid my children's school fees. Even in our quick chat, if you say anything about the boss or you complain, they will block you and remove from you. Because I've seen the truth.
The Morning Crossfire with Sheriff Quadri. Weekdays 5 to 9 a.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
My car was parked in front of my house and was vandalized. My neighbor said he actually looked through the window and saw the people taking out stuff from my car. He said he couldn't tell me and his room is opposite mine.
Imagine that.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
It's 29 minutes past 3. I am Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The big weekend.
Now, just as we're celebrating the freedom of the Greenfield students, there's another school abduction, this time in Niger State. Yesterday afternoon, kidnappers raided Salihu Tanko Islamia School in the town of Tegina in Rafi local government area. The school is not a boarding school. I have to mention that. They were day students, meaning that this school wasn't out of the way. It was in the middle of the town. So that raises even more questions about the level of insecurity in Niger State. Remember that a couple of weeks ago, the governor Abubakar Sani Bello was raising alarms about armed groups, including Boko Haram. He said that they were raising their flags in towns that were just a few hours away from Abuja. Do you remember that? He also accused the federal government of not acting. So you look at this fresh abduction alongside the recently released or the just released Greenfield students who were in captivity for 41 days. And you have to ask yourself, what's going on with the security? How do you see this continued targeting of students of all ages? Greenfield University students, now Islamia Primary School students. What do you think about the security situation in Niger State specifically? Women call me on 01465 7190. Men call me on 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. And yes, you can talk about Gulak's murder if that's what you want to talk about. But remember, everybody gets 1 minute, 30 seconds because so many stories to get through, so many people trying to call. Nigeria Info has almost 3 million listeners. Hard Facts has more than 1 million listeners. So too many people trying to call into the show, and we'll like to give them a chance to have their opinions heard. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube as well, Nigeria Info FM. So if you are in the office, you can watch there and leave your thoughts, leave your comments. If you cannot get through via the phone lines, leave your comments, we'll come and get them. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Francis in Victoria Island, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Madam Sandra.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah. I want to react to the case of killing of Gulak.
Yes, go ahead.
Bola Ige was assassinated in Lagos. Pusha William was assassinated in Lagos. And we are waiting to get the detail of those who killed them. And Gulak was killed yesterday. And the police quickly rushed and compile the story and tell us that they have killed the people that are assassinated Gulak. All the government is planning to do in the past, I'm only telling them to be very careful how they approach the matter, because they are only trying to carry a full scale of war to South East. And it's not going to be funny to Nigeria if they do that. They have to be very careful how they approach the matter. They cannot just tell us that ECN and all the people that kill Ebola. It's a life on the people there. The life on the people there. They better be careful how they are treating the Southeasterners, because this time around it's not going to be funny.
But how do you know that it's a lie?
Madam Sandra, what happened in 1970 is not what's going to happen this time around. They carry on to East. It's not going to be funny.
All right, Francis, thank you for calling. Your 1 minute, 30 seconds is up. Etim is in Satellite Town. Etim, how are you? Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The killing of Ahmed Gulak.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the people that say the killing of 12 people in Benue? Who are the people that reported that? Is it not the police? They say it's Fulani herdsmen that killed those 12 people in Benue. Well, who are the people that say that 30 people were killed between the boundaries of Benue and Ebonyi State? Is it the police? They mention herdsmen. People believe it too. But this one, they say, police say it's IPOP and ESN. People disagree with police. Whatever thing the people of Saudi, we hear their callers, people are from there, they are calling and supporting. What they are supporting today, it will turn back to haunt them just very soon. What the Northern has supported.
Nobody has called in here and supported the murder of Gulak.
They say that it's not IPOP, it's not ESN. Police say it's ESN, it's not government. This time around, police did not say it's unknown government.
Police said it's ESN. ESN said it's not us. The people who have called, the people who have called have not said that the murder was good or bad. They've not celebrated it. They've simply said that due process was not. They've simply said, they've simply said that due process was not followed in the investigation or arrest of the suspect.
Police what to do. They go and join police now. Those who kill the leader of the daughter of Afenifere leader, those people, those S-men, they are not in court. As of last week, those who attacked Autumn, police arrested them. Why are they saying this? All this sentiment and tribalism will not help us.
Thank you for calling. Your time's up. Mike is in Ghana. Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, hello, Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, in the words of one of your callers about a month or two ago, you never be you. You never be. When you go be for this country, you will not say you don't be.
Which country? You're in Ghana.
Yes. Nigeria, I'm referring.
Okay, I was joking.
Like I said at the beginning of the call, in the words of one of your callers a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
As for now, Chalide for Accra, they look, they observe. Thank you very much.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. There's nothing that will be. We'll be all right. We'll get through this. Come on. We will get through this. We've got what it takes to get through this. There was a fire at the spare parts section of Ladipo Market in Mushin yesterday. Videos of the fire were all over social media. Lasema and other safety agencies responded to the fire, and they were able to put it out. But the fire appears to have gulfed a lot of people's products. It gutted a lot of shops in the Alakweju section of the market. So I want to talk to you about the aftermath of that fire. I want to hear from those of you who the fire affected. Do you have a shop there? Do you know somebody who has a shop there? Do you sell there? Are you a trader? Are you a worker at Ladipo Market? Tell us about the fire yesterday. Was your shop affected by the fire? What's the next step for you if your shop was affected by the fire? Men, call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women, call me on 01465-7190. There's WhatsApp, which I'll be coming to in a bit. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. And yes, you can talk about the murder of Gulak. You can talk about Islamia students getting abducted, Greenfield students being freed. And of course, right now we're talking about the Ladipo Market Fire. What does Gulak's death say about the security situation? Did government fail the Greenfield hostages and their families? And what's next for the victims of the Ladipo Market? That's where we are right now. We're still going to talk about the APC Lagos Primaries violence. Chiko Dinaka is in Ejigbo. She's on the line today. Chiko Dinaka, welcome.
I'm talking about Mr. Sandra. I'm talking about IPOP. There is God. Everybody that are accusing the Easterners. IPOP or ECN that are the one killing those people. There is God. Let them remember there is God. Leave Easterners alone.
But Easterners are not ESN. Easterners are not IPOP.
They're the one saying that the one that killing them.
Okay.
It's not them. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. IPOP is a group, right? ESN is their militia, right? So you can't say Easterners when you're talking about IPOP or talking about ESN because it's not you can't use the one brush and brush everybody, right? So when you're talking about IPOP, talk about IPOP. Don't conflate the two issues. That's how people get into trouble. The same thing for herdsmen. The same thing for any other group. Causing instability in the Nigerian state. We've got Rita in Festac on the line. Hello, Rita. Welcome.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, my take concerning insecurity now. Like Mohammed came out early this year and said the security issue is better now. So I am still waiting for him to talk. I am still waiting for his take.
Okay.
He said they met insecurity in 2015 that is better.
Okay.
Now he doesn't have anything to say.
Okay.
Look at killings, abductions everywhere. And we are busy, celebrating and try to be sentimental with people's life. Sandra is not really fair. And the worst part of it is our president is not even saying anything about the insecurity that has been going on all over the country, the state. Either we blame one group or the other who are innocent or probably, be guilty. Sandra, in fact, I don't really. Let's just be. Bye-bye.
All right, Richard. Bye-bye. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Isaiah calling from Lagos, Lagos.
Okay. Good to have you on the show.
What I believe for the killing of that man, the killing of Gulak, is internal problem that happened there.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
And I know people don't want to say the truth. And what is happening in Nigeria, nobody understands it again. Insecurity is bad. Everywhere, killing, adoption. When they adopt children, look at what is happening. What we want to do in this country to move on is what we're supposed to be taking now. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much for calling. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria info. It's 3:41 on your clock. And one of the biggest stories this weekend was the murder of Ahmed Gulak in Owerri yesterday. Gunmen shot him on his way to his hotel, on his way from his hotel to the airport. The president reacted very swiftly through Garba Shehu, saying that he was disgusted by the murder and demanded a swift investigation by the police. And the police says that the case has been solved. Police says they tracked down the assassins, 6 of them, and that they killed them and 4 accomplices in a gunfight. The police also says that they've identified the dead assassins as members of IPOB and ESN, the Eastern Security Network. IPOB is saying that they had no hand in Gulak's murder and that it must be a political matter. Now, Gulak was an APC leader. Back in 2019, he oversaw the Imo State Guba primaries. Before that, he was in the PDP. He was a special assistant to Gulak Jonathan at some point. He was also speaker in his state House of Assembly in Adamawa. And some people are pointing to the fact that it could be political. Meanwhile, Rotimi Akeredolu has his own theory. He says that it was done by fifth columnists. He's the Ondo State governor. And he says that these fifth columnists want to cause problems between the North and the Southeast. And I explained to you who a fifth columnist is. I told you that this is somebody who works undercover to sabotage a group from within. So Akeredolu is asking Nigerians not to react divisively to this murder so that they don't play into the hands of the killers. Then our second story was the release of the remaining Greenfield University students. They were freed after their parents reportedly paid 180 million or 150 million, depending on which parent you are listening to. Because the first parent whose audio we played for you said this.
That is what we paid. Sir, that is what they collected. Sir, how much? 180 million. Say it again, please, sir. 180 million. That is what they collected from us, from parents, without the help of a government. None of the government officials that have come to our aid since the 20th of April. They took these children. Not single one policeman that the government have released.
These young people were abducted 41 days ago in Kaduna State, and now they're free. And the parents are going on the record to say that they are the ones who made it happen, them and them alone. They even refused to let their children go and do photo ops with security agents. And just as we're celebrating the freedom of the Greenfield students, there's another school abduction in Niger State. Yesterday afternoon, kidnappers raided Salihu Tanko Islamia School in Rafi local government area. It's not a boarding school. These were day students, meaning that the school was not in the middle of nowhere. It was in the middle of town, right? And they went in there and abducted what some media organizations are reporting as 200 Islamia students. And then we told you about the Ladipo Market Fire, spare parts section of the Ladipo Market in Mushin over the weekend. Videos of the fire were all over social media. LASEMA and other safety agencies went in there, put the fire out, but the fire had already gutted lots of shops in the Alakweju section of that market. So if you're one of those whose shops was affected by this, if you're a trader, if you're a worker there, if your shop was affected there, what's next for you? That's what I'm also asking on the show today. And then for our final story on the big weekend, because don't forget, Mondays we start the show, we start Hard Facts at 3 by bringing you the stories that broke over the weekend, because Hard Facts doesn't happen on the weekends, right? So the biggest stories of the weekend, we bring that to you every Monday at 3. And one other big story was the Lagos chapter of the APC holding their local government primaries on Saturday. And there were lots of reports of violence and irregularities. Hundreds of APC members marched on the state party headquarters to protest what they said was a conspiracy to disenfranchise them. They said that they were denied the right to vote in many wards because the wrong voters' registers were brought or because accreditation sheets were missing. Some of the aspirants joined the protests. They said that some party leaders were behind the irregularities because they wanted only the incumbents to win. But on the other hand, some party leaders say that the election went well and that the people who were complaining are just upset that they or their candidates did not win. We heard from Babatunde Hunkpe, for example. He's a member of the Federal House of Representatives. Now I want to hear from you, Lagos, especially those of you who participated in or observed the primaries on Saturday. I heard from an eyewitness in Surulere who told me about the violence in his area. Was it smooth sailing in your area, or were there delays and cancellations? Was there violence? What do you think about the allegation that some party leaders destabilized the primaries? Or do you think it's just sour grapes from those who lost? Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women call me on 01465-7190. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Facebook, where we're streaming live, is Nigeria Info 99.3. We've got Meg calling us. Hello, Meg. Thank you for calling.
Hello, Sandra.
Welcome.
Yes, as regards to the students that were kidnapped
right
in Niger State,
right,
we are not surprised again. We are just praying that God should enable their parents so that they'll come to their rescue. Judging from what we heard from the Greenfield students, what their parents have done. And I want to tell you, whether we believe it or not, that the APC government has created a very lucrative job for the Fulanis. It's a very multi-billion job that is going on, because if not, I didn't see the reason why this thing will reoccur. There's no measure taken to nip it at the board. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Meg, for calling. And I love how she made her point in less than 1 minute. Because remember, everybody gets 1 minute, 30 seconds. We've got Maximus Ugwoke, who says, I don't know why shop owners in Ladipo, Mandela, Straight Fair Complex, and even Alaba International Market cannot pool their resources to set up firefighting stations. It's Ladipo today. Another will certainly happen somewhere else tomorrow. We've got Evangel, who says, when you are full of hate, you lack the ability of proper reasoning. This person says he's reacting to Etim's call. Okay. He says the police arrested and killed the killers of Gulak under hours, but haven't even made a single arrest on the Benue and Ebonyi killings. He shouldn't be saying Easterners are jubilating over that. There's foul play and corruption in all of this. All right, Evangel, thank you for your message. We've got Samuel Kayode, who's asking, when will peace return to this nation? Killings, kidnappings, burnings, and high-profile corruption. Good question. Let's go to WhatsApp, where we have some thoughts. Sandra, good afternoon. The shops in Ladipo are too close to each other. The builders and developers should try to space the shops so that fire doesn't spread to other shops in case of fire outbreak. Also, the shops in Ladipo too should have firefighting equipments in their shops. Ian is in Surulere. Hello, Ian. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm great, and you?
I'm very well. Good to have you on the show.
Well, we are just faking to be well. We are not well because Nigeria is not well.
True.
The Gulak issue. My worry is, how could the police swiftly kill all of the assailants? Nobody amongst them arrested alive who could say we were the one that killed Gulak or not. We are IPOP or the other groups. So the police's statement to me is, I want to go the way of Ondo State Governor. That is not just it. Again, unfortunately, they killed the man. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much, Ian, for calling us. 99.3. Hello.
President Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Wow, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Chris.
Welcome, Chris.
I feel for the student of the Niger State, those 200 students, right?
Okay.
So the parents should go the way of the ones in Kaduna. Because this one, the government say, oh, no paying ransom, you pay ransom, you do to this. Please, for those innocent children. And Sandra, for me, as a person, Chris, the president has all the power to stop all this. I will still beg that man. I said it before. Somebody called himself up when he say, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm begging him. He can do it. Look at Gulak is going. Yeah, the man has gone yesterday, Abi. Tomorrow it will be another person. So please, for the sake of those children, the president, please, I'm begging you, do something for those kids. Thank you, President Sandra.
Thank you, Grace. We've got Kenneth from Shasha who says, in my area, Gunta de Shasha, the APC primaries were bloody. A lot of stabbing, head breaking, and fighting all over the place. If the only legitimate way by which we can elect our representatives is through election, and elections are conducted this way, it means that we are in serious problem. Kenneth from Shasha, thank you for your message. Oluwaseun from Okota says, the APC primaries in Lagos State was a total disaster, especially the one held at Okota area, Akpena ward specifically. There was shooting and all sorts of weapons being used by the police and the touts of the different aspirants. Wow, interesting. We've got Adewale who says, when there's a strike in the north, it is no longer Boko Haram. So also in the east, it is no longer IPOB. Mr. Akeredolu should be picked up by the DSS, so he'll be questioned more on what he knows about the killings. Adewale, thank you very much for your message. Sandra, the killing of any human being is condemnable. The purported killing of the killers of Gulak by the police is indeed laughable. However, we shouldn't tag anyone to murder without hard facts. IPOB is denying its hand in the murder. Who speaks for the Fulanese when they're always accused of all sorts of killings and kidnaps? Chris from Amuodofing sent that message. Sandra, that guy Etim going around calling radio stations isn't from Cross River State, too. Okay, why are you denying? Okay, he never told us where he was from, but thank you for sending a message. Robert says, Sandra, the continued silence of the president is bad to the generality of Nigeria. He only condemns the killings and promised to bring the killers to book, but nobody has been brought to book. All right, Lagos, don't forget, between 4 and 5, we're going to talk about discrimination. Have you ever been discriminated against when you tried to rent property in Lagos? Madam Landlord makes a return at 4 o'clock. Don't miss that conversation. We've got Amechi Anadoaka who says, imagine the Greenfield students have been released without the government's interrogation or intervention. Where is our secret intelligence? How are we going to get the kidnappers? How are we going to track the kidnappers if the government is mute in this regard? Okay. For the murder of the former aide of President Goodluck Jonathan, it is condemnable. But the alleged culprits are supposed to be brought to book and face judgment. Instead, it's the other way around. Concerning our Ladipo Market, it seems like any time Lagos State government wants to relocate market people, the market gets burned. It is sad, Amici says. Is there a plan to relocate Ladipo Market? I've not heard of that plan, but that's an interesting theory, interesting angle that I'd like to explore some more. So tell me more if you know more. We've got Kunle Yusuf who says Gulak's death. That just sounds like a cover-up that they want the public to hear but not to know. On a norm, it should be brought out in full details and the killers should be brought to justice. That's my opinion. All right. Kunle Yusuf, thank you very much for your message. Lagos, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll take your calls. 1 minute, 30 seconds, everybody. Don't go away.
99.3 Nigeria.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio.
It's gotta be good. It's gotta be nourishing.
Wholesome nourishment from your favorite brand.
The best of talk radio to start your day. The Morning Crossfire with Sheriff Quadri.
It is government silence and the silence on the part of the rest of us that have fueled all of this insecurity. Even from Lagos to Ibadan now, you need the blood of Jesus.
This thing is a political game. Jordan Barras, the others and the rest. The men of their wives are widows. They have been paid 60,000, 100,000. Today I have not paid my children's school fees. Even in our group chat, if you say anything about your boss or you complain, they will block you and remove from you. Because I think the truth.
The Morning Crossfire with Sheriff Quadri. Weekdays 5 to 9 a.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
My car was parked in front of my house and was vandalized. My neighbor said he actually looked through the window and saw the people taking out stuff from my car. He said he couldn't tell me and his room is opposite mine.
Imagine that.
Let's talk.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
4 minutes to 4 o'clock, and we brought you so many stories on today's big weekend. The murder of Ahmed Gulak, the release of the Greenfield students, the abduction of Islamia students in Niger State, the fire at Ladipo Market, and the APC's local government primaries. What does Gulak's death say about the security situation? Did the government fail the Greenfield hostages and their families? And what next for the victims of the Ladipo Market Fire? How peaceful, free, or fair were the Lagos APC local government primaries in your local government area? Did you witness it? Did you participate? How did it go? I am Sandra Ezekwesili. The number to call is 0700-993-993-993. If you are male, if you're female, 01465-7190. Hello, thank you very much for calling us.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Anthony from Abeda.
Welcome, Anthony. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to comment on the Gulak death.
Yes, please.
And several other security issues.
Hmm.
Now that the police are confessing that they killed all the culprits on this matter, what is there for me is that the police should be arrested to face the music of this matter, because they can't continue to concede and hide issues. We want to know, we want to get to solving problem in this country.
But I mean, the police says that there was a shootout. In a shootout, they have to defend themselves.
They have to defend themselves. And they've not been able to defend us from the Boko Haram and the bandits of other sorts that have been happening in the country.
It's not illegal for police to shoot back if people are shooting at them.
Sandra, but you understand that the police are well trained as to how to get at things. The military are well trained. If they want to arrest, there is a way you arrest. You can shoot the legs. You don't need to shoot the heart.
Yes, but if the people who you're shooting, who you want to go and arrest, are shooting at you, you have to defend yourself. And they said it was a shootout.
Myself and you are not as trained to that level. Otherwise, you know. But these are just a way of shielding issue. That's by the wayside. For the children of this Greenfield University that have been released, I just say we should thank God that they are released. But the police or the government should not take credit for anything. We are just there to take our fate in our hands. So we need to watch carefully and see how we can protect ourselves when we move around the society. We have no government. That is my take on this issue.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'll take a message from Maya in Aja. Oh, yeah. I started this message, but it skipped because of Facebook's drama. But yes, Maya says, Sandra, I don't know if you saw this pattern. Killer herdsmen, bandits, unknown gunmen killing people in different parts of the country. They've never been caught. Daughter of the Afenifere leader killed. University students kidnapped and killed. A sitting governor of Benue State was attacked in his state. No outcome on the investigations. But on the flip side, somehow a former aide to the ex-president, now APC member, was assassinated in the southeast by unknown gunmen. And in less than 24 hours, they have found and killed half of them and caught the rest with extra accomplices. They now know the terrain of the southeast better, but still cannot find the bandits. And our Alpha Jet plane and the pilots that crashed on the 30th of March in Borno, a single state in the northeast. Beautiful. Bless your day, Sandra. All right. Thank you for blessing my day, and thank you for sending us a message. That's all the time that we have for today's big weekend. If you missed any of our stories, you can listen again on our podcast, Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili. On Madam Landlord, why do some landlords discriminate? That's the conversation coming up. Don't go away.
You should always sit down to talk about issues. We always run away from that. Don't let anybody who is in any
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.